Yo guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be reading you my story called The Waves Uprising, The Wave Rebellion. You can like this video and you should comment on this video just so you can tell me if you, Alright. Just a quick little disclaimer for y'all. This is a Transformers book. This does not have any relationship to Hasbro or anything like that whatsoever. It has no relationship whatsoever, so you can't give me copyright for this. So, alright. So back then, during the High Guard ruling, Shockwave and Soundwave were the loyal servants and second in command of the High Guard. The only issue was that they were weak. Shockwave has a cannon attached to him, but still gets treated unfairly, just like Soundwave. Soundwave is a communications specialist and is able to read minds. After Alita, Orion packs, Optimus Prime, B-127, and D-16, B-127, Bumblebee, and D-16, Megatron, got T-Cogs and learned the truth. Do not show this window again. Do not. Skip. I am not getting a frickin' VPN. Anyways, back to the story. Got T-Cogs and learned the truth about Sentinel after speaking to Alpha Trion. They went to the Cybertronian High Guard, which Bumblebee knew all about. He pointed out the three leaders, which were Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave. The High Guard kidnapped them, and Starscream asked them if they were spies. The 14 members said they were not spies and learned the truth about Sentinel and wanted to be friendly. Orion wanted to unify Cybertron. Or Primus, which sacrificed himself to make all of them. Starscream proceeded to say, "The possibility of a unified Cybertron is a myth. The one true type of leadership is one bot over another." Orion knew that it was the wrong type of leadership, or really leading the High Guard into dictatorship. D-16 then punched Starscream and said, "You're no leader." They then began to fight, with Starscream having the upper hand, but then, suddenly, D-16 got the upper hand, and punched and choked him until his vocal cords started to break. Soundwave saw the possibilities of him being a good leader, and stopped Shockwave from interfering with the fight. Then they all rooted for D-16 and loved him. After that, they got kidnapped by Sentinel and were forced to kneel in front of him. D-16 didn't want to do that, but was punched after standing up for himself, saying, "You're a betrayer, Sentinel." After that, he also got the Megatronus Prime symbol implanted onto his chest. The miners knew the truth, but D-16 was still enraged. What? Can I stop getting notifications? While this was happening, Alita ended up punching Shockwave in his eye and proved that the waves are weak. But Sentinel got ripped into two, and D-16 was now Megatron. And now the waves get bullied by Megatron and Starscream. They begin to plot a plan on how to infiltrate the Decepticon army, and it begins with this. Shockwave humiliates Starscream, bullying him for all the things he has done in the past. While Starscream is getting bullied, Soundwave begins hacking the Nemesis, the Decepticon base. While he is doing that, he is taking full control of the ship and could use cannons built into the base to fully shoot different Decepticons anytime. Are you serious, my brother? Like, shut the Okay, after that, while he was doing... But before this, once Shockwave is fully done bullying Starscream, because why not, He would proceed to persuade Megatron that with his great intelligence, he could easily create a cannon blaster inside the Nemesis to kill intruders such as Autobots. After he creates it, they create a trap with Cybertronian weapons that can help that Decepticon out. Then a cannon will proceed to shoot the Decepticon and kill them. Multiple Vehicons then proceed to come out and investigate the body, while Soundwave and Shockwave are ready to shoot all the Vehicons. Soundwave is in the secret room with all the hacks ready, while Shockwave is going to come and help the Vehicons before Soundwave sends out a signal to Shockwave to do it. Then they kill all of them. Next, they have to tell Megatron. Once they do that, they will continue fighting and conquering the Earth. And soon they will do the plan. Shockwave said, "Starscream, I have a question for you. Why did you leave me in the dust during that Cybertronian mission? Tell me now." Starscream cried, "It was the most logical thing to do. I had no choice, and if I didn't leave, the two Autobots would have killed me. But I still delivered the energon you needed to power the space bridge, though." Shockwave said, "Your reasoning is logical, to say the least." Then Shockwave sent a signal for Soundwave for him to go into the secret room to commence the plan they have for the conquer. So Soundwave and Shockwave prepared and did what they needed to do. Shockwave built the cannon, Soundwave hacked the base, and they were ready. Soundwave sent out a signal saying, "Today is the day, Shockwave. We can finally get revenge on the Decepticon army and take control of what we fully desire. Stay inside the ship and be ready to commence the investigation." Shockwave replied, "We must be stealthy. Have enough thoughts and planning to make sure this plan is impossible to fail. So make sure to label the trap weapons for Lord Megatron, so they think it is for Megatron. Once they pick it up, shoot the cannon so they can fully die." The plan was perfect. They got a trap set up, then proceeded to watch. Shockwave was in the hallway doing some work on the Nemesis, and then they saw it. They saw a Decepticon pick it up, and then the cannon shot him. A Vehicon saw it. Then Shockwave came to investigate with all the other Vehicons and the Nemesis. Soundwave gave the signal, and then they did it. Shockwave proceeded to shoot all the other Vehicons with Soundwave shooting the cannon, and killed them all. They moved the body, and only one left out for Megatron to see. They told Megatron, and then began fighting him. But they secretly installed secret cannons that Soundwave was able to pull out and shoot Megatron with it. Shockwave was brutally fighting him, punching him and kicking him around. Megatron was the embodiment of pure war, enraged at Shockwave, and then fought him and got him on the floor. But Soundwave was still shooting him, and then Shockwave shot him and was killed. I don't know what I mean is, but Soundwave was still shooting him, and then Shockwave shot him and killed him once and for all. And now Starscream was left. But Megatron was prepared and had upgrades for Starscream just in case something like this happened. Starscream knew what to do, so he got the upgrade. He got a cannon attached to his arm, turrets on his sides, and a larger body. He had true form. It was his time to become a true leader and lead the Decepticons that are still out there. So Starscream went out and fought them. Soundwave was still controlling the cannons, and also was able to fight. Soundwave was a gladiator just like Megatron, and in fact, he was the only gladiator ever capable of defeating Megatron. This is why he was such a good fighter. And now here he stands with Shockwave. Here he comes, ready to fight a leader perhaps even more powerful than Megatron himself. But that didn't matter. They are here now. So they fought. Soundwave shot cannons at him, but then Starscream threw Soundwave to the back. Soundwave then used his tentacle to hold Starscream, but Starscream cut them all. Shockwave then traded blow for blow, and still Starscream managed to barely escape, very injured. So now the waves went to the Nemesis so Shockwave could repair Soundwave and get his tentacles completely fixed up. After he's fixed his tentacles completely, they were ready for another mission. Explore the Earth to conquer and rule the Earth. So first, they were going to use a ground bridge to travel back to Cybertron so they could upgrade Shockwave. They did, and also upgraded Soundwave. Shockwave was perhaps the smartest Cybertronian to ever live, and far surpasses the IQ of humans. A little fun fact for you. Shockwave's IQ is actually 5,310,008 IQ. Anyway, Soundwave got turrets and railroad attached to them. Meanwhile, Shockwave got minigun turrets and 2 missile launchers. Shockwave is close to IQ, but still isn't smart as Shockwave. Back on Earth. Okay, let me read that again. Soundwave got turrets and a railgun attached to him. Meanwhile, Shockwave got minigun turrets and 2 missile launchers. Soundwave has a close IQ, but still isn't as smart as Shockwave. Back on Earth, Starscream managed to get Knockout, Arachnid, Skyquake, and Dreadwing from the remaining Decepticons that were on Earth. Starscream said, "Soundwave and Shockwave are having a rebellion. We need to stop them before they come unstoppable. Do you all have any ideas?" Knockout responded, "Maybe we could find weapons that were on the Nemesis. I heard the waves went on Cybertron, so don't go there." Arachnid responded, "Yes, but we need to be stealthy, just in case the Autobots don't come." Skycake said, "That's true, but how do we find the Nemesis after Soundwave and Shockwave took over the ship?" Hold on. Dreadwing said, "I agree with Skyquake, my brother. Do you have the coordinates for the location of the Nemesis?" Starscream responded with, "Yes, I was just there and managed to escape. It is around 30 to 70 miles away. Knockout, you stay on the road and keep in contact with all of us. We can just go our own ways and find our way there." Dreadwing responded, "But how will we know completely where it is?" Starscream replied, "I'll say when I have arrived. Then tell everybody the coordinates. But we have to make sure we're not together, so we all don't have to be noticed. All have to be noticed. For those of you who want to follow me, you can do that. But make sure you make some turns here and there, because the flight and drive might be rough." The group said all together, "Let's roll out! Decepticons rule!" Okay. Frick. Then they all proceeded to fly. Meanwhile, Knockout is just driving. Oh, I forgot the captain. They and making sure there were no obstacles in the way. Everyone was just doing what they needed to do, and then Starscream arrived. He said the coordinates, and for everyone to rendezvous with them. So they did, and ended up making it fast, ended up making it. Dreadwing and Skyquake made it to the second and third. her fastest. Meanwhile, Arachnid and Knockout made it 4th and 5th. They all arrived, searched the Nemesis. Meanwhile, in Cybertron, the Waves were searching for weapons in Iacon City, a popular city in Cybertron before it was dead. They found multiple high artillery weapons that they managed to keep and stored into a ship. They found an abandoned ship and fixed his own. Shockwave had to fully repair the ship, but with his super intelligence and great intellect, he figured out how to get the ship up and running. After he did that, he connected the data info completely to the base. Now they would return back to Earth with their ship and get the Decepticons killed. Once they did, the entire planet would be under the control, and no one would be able to stop the Waves. Soundwave knew where they were going because he was connected to the communication system and heard that they were going to the Nemesis. He heard the coordinates, so he went there. Starscream said, I think I see a ship outside of the Nemesis, and I don't know who it is. Naka responded, maybe it's the Waves. Dreadwing said, that could be true, but we still must be prepared. Who knows how they could kill us? Skyquake also said, if we are not prepared and do not have the right weapons, we will easily die to the Waves. We can choose two paths. Attempt to fight, which could be nearly impossible, or hide, which is the safest option. Arachnid said, yes, but we could create a secret room that they have no idea about. The only issue was Soundwave heard all of it. So they would have to find the controls on the system. Soundwave was able to connect to the Nemesis, so they probably will be able to control the system. But they can't go into it. Starscream soon figured out that Soundwave's completely connected to her communications, and that they need to figure out how to destroy the hacks. It was completely turned into a full-on cyber hacking war. The five kept coming back. Meanwhile, Shockwave was secretly walking into the Nemesis, ready to destroy the Nemesis' systems. Knockout, the scout of the group, noticed the cameras on the cameras that someone entered the footage. Someone entered the place. His on footage. Someone entered the footage. So, Skyquake and Dreadwing were ready to fight. Knockout scouting, and Starscream and Arachnid hid building a room not connected to the Nemesis technologies and systems at all. They had a lever that controlled the top part, and then it opened and showed different rooms that opened. They completed it and then went back to the technology room. Once they did that, Shockwave invaded the different rooms. Dreadwing saw Shockwave from far away and attempted to shoot him. Once he missed and got Shockwave's attention, Shockwave used his guided missile and missile launcher and minigun turrets to shoot, using the heavy firepower to weaken Dreadwing a lot. Skyquake decided to rush into the battlefield, while Dreadwing was running to Knockout for him to heal him. Knockout said, in order to heal you, Dreadwing, I must get to the service room, which is in the secret room we have. Dreadwing replied, just get me there as fast as possible! So they ran while Skyquake rushed in with his mighty sword to dissect him. Once he did that, they both traded blows with each other. Shockwave using his cannon against him, and suddenly the turrets quickly shot, obliterating him. Skyquake fell to the ground, badly injured, and then was shot by Shockwave's cannon. This almost killed Skyquake, proving that they need to hide as quickly as possible. They got away. No. Anyways, they both traded blows with each other. Okay. They got away and went to the service room. The other rooms are special storage that the five had found after looting the abandoned area they were around. While Shockwave and Soundwave killed a few Decepticons, they also caused chaos, leaving abandoned cities and completely killing them off. They also killed the humans or the escapes due to pure fear. The military is still alive, and the humans have united to one united nation. Everybody is in chaos. The waves have caused great destruction to the earth and will kill or enslave on sight. Waves have captured the entire country of the UK as they have been fully enslaved. Most who attempt to escape from the grass fail and be sacrificed or punished. And the earth has truly become a wasteland due to the great and mighty waves. Shockwave usually found nothing, but he found something special. Found a missile launcher, and it was filled with mortars. And the launcher was filled with mortars. It was not able to be used in small environments, but it is able to be used outside. Shockwave said, "Soundwave, I have found a mortar launcher. I will bring it to the base." Soundwave replied, "All right, I will get the Nemesis to fight while you're storing our weapon." Shockwave then said, "I've damaged Skyquake and Dreadwing badly. More hits could take them out, so make sure to use your turrets. Send in the ground bridge." So they went and switched. Shockwave was taking a break because he was injured and he was healing himself. Soundwave covered for him. Starscream said, "You'll be alright, Skyquake and Dreadwing. I want to have a word with Shockwave." Knockout said, "I saw the cameras and heard that Shockwave is taking a break and healing himself to keep fighting. Soundwave is interacting with him and swapping places. I rewatched some footage, and they found our mortar launcher and took it to the base." Starscream said, "They did what? They found our own mortar launcher and took it for themselves? That means we have to get out of here." Knockout interacted. "Search the towns and cities for any Decepticons you can and find. All of us can heal ourselves and leave the second we do that. But whatever you do, watch out for the waves while you're escaping." Knockout responded, "Okay, I'll get out of here. I'll find anything on the ground, and Arachnid will find things through the air." Knockout and Arachnid split up and found their way out of there. Starscream managed to find medical tools and use them on Skyquake and Dreadwing's injuries. Once they were all patched up, they had to find a way to leave. Soundwave was still in there, searching for the roaming around the area. The three managed to split up and roam in the Nemesis, while Knockout and Arachnid searched the cities for any weapons that they could find. Skyquake went out, ready to fight, but he realized the damage that Soundwave could do. Dreadwing grabbed his sword, so Soundwave and stared each other down. And ready for the battle. Dreadwing put back his sword and tried to make a peace treaty between the two, saying that they are not evil anymore and they can be friends again and stop Unicron. But Soundwave didn't accept the treaty. Soundwave said, "It would be easy to destroy Unicron in battle, but some don't realize it. Shockwave and I would eliminate Unicron by ourselves in our perfect forms." Dreadwing asked, "What is your perfect form? I want to know that." Soundwave replied, "That information is classified to you. You'll see what I mean when you see it." So after they talked, they clashed and clashed until someone lost. Dreadwing escaped because of the power Soundwave was able to cause to him. So now, Skyquake, Starscream, and Skyquake were the only ones left in the building. Starscream told Skyquake, "Listen, Skyquake. Megatron is dead, unfortunately. You'll have to allow me to be your new leader. And also, do not rush in to defeat Soundwave. You will certainly die, and I don't want that to happen to you. So you must rush out of the building and not get shot." Skyquake responded, "So what do we do? Ooh. Everyone has escaped but us. We have no choice but to leave." "Alright. Split up. You go right, I go left. I will go left. Skyquick and Browser, copy that. They left the building, but both of them got injured in the process. They both got shocked and are weak. They transformed, but suddenly Shockwave walked out of the nearby base. Shockwave alerted Soundwave that they left and yelled out immediately. Starscream shot both of them with his arm cannon, and Soundwave was injured. Shockwave covered him and clashed, but suddenly they got shot by Shockwave's cannon, and Skyquick is almost dead. They had to transform and leave, but they had to figure out a way to get past the waves. They went into the Nemesis, and once they programmed a secret exit to allow them to escape. Once they saw they escaped, Soundwave said, "Should we go after them?" "Should we go after them?" Oh, sorry. Stupid trackpad. Shockwave replied, "No, it would be illogical to chase them. Besides, I transform into a tank and you transform into a jet. Our ship needs to have fuel, and we can't just let it go chasing Starscream and Skyquake. You and I both know that it would take forever to fully catch them. And also, they have completely left the area and are out of sight. They both knew that they need to find the Decepticons, but not at this immediate moment. Meanwhile, Knockout found an Autobot. Ratchet on Bumblebee's communications said, "I'll call backup if you need it. Either shoot or hide, Bumblebee." Bumblebee said, "Why are you here, Knockout?" Knockout responded, "Megatron died by Shockwave and Soundwave. They are teaming up to destroy the Decepticons and even Optimus Prime. I still need to figure out how to stop this madness. Do you want to join us and help us stop the waves?" Bumblebee replied, "That depends. But for now, this is a warning to you Decepticons. For those who wish to destroy, do it and we will stop you. For those who wish to form alliances with all and perform the right acts of Primus under his law, and do and we will be proud. What I am saying is that you shall not be wicked, but be good, and you will receive what you always wanted." Knockout then said, "We eventually will have to join forces. I can change, and so can all the others. We are desperate and need your help. Please." Bumblebee left and just went on with his day. At the Waves base, they now began to upgrade themselves even more. They now were making the blueprints. Shockwave would be larger and have a tactical advantage in muscles, allowing him to traverse faster and dominate the battlefield. Meanwhile, Soundwave would be a tank and have many larger capabilities. They had it all. Soundwave would now receive minigun turrets and missile launchers that were more powerful than Shockwave's original ones. Shockwave's giant mech upgrade would give him plasma blasters on its hands and a core that was able to shoot a unibeam. Once they found out the parts, they would begin Operation Perfect. After this, they had an assassination plan for Optimus Prime. At the Autobots base, they were all talking together about the interaction and wise words that Bumblebee said. Optimus said, "I have a feeling that the waves are very powerful, and that someone doesn't want me here and wants to kill me." Bulkhead said, "Like who? Decepticons? Because if it's Decepticons, it would be no problem dealing with all of them." Optimus responded, "It could be, but I have high suspicion of the waves. They are powerful and I don't recommend attacking them." Arcee said, "Yeah, for all we know the waves killed Megatron with no help from anyone else." Smokey said, "We can't be too sure, but all we know is that they are bad and we shall be serious when fighting them." After the talk between the Autobots, the Decepticon group found another Decepticon named Breakdown. They needed Breakdown, so they put him in the group. Breakdown was the fighter and wrecker of the group because he had a hammer for a hand, proving his immense strength. While the two groups were talking, the waves have just finished gathering all their items to make them great. And now it was a true war between the waves. The end. I hope you all great readers enjoyed this book. I will see you in the next book, War of the Waves. That took around like 30 minutes. I hope you guys actually enjoyed my book, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Yeah, why didn't I end this video?